everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, April 15th. We don't have any meetings to tell you about, so we'll just jump to who's on our show. Well, we visit with Elise Rothrock, who is here on behalf of the Village Breeze. And most of you should have received it this week, or you will be receiving it shortly. So she's going to tell us some highlights, and she's also going to talk to us about a tour that she took. And then we have Sports Corner with Cole Young, and then Golf Course Safety with Tom McCrae. And of course, you have to be really careful out there so you don't get hit by one of those balls that go flying off the course. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. Boy, we've looked at some really nice weather, very pleasant. Temperatures are really good. We're going to look at a nice day today, 70-55. Tomorrow, some AM clouds and sunshine, 68-55. Saturday, 72-54. Sunday, 74-55, and Monday, 70-62. And if you are traveling here locally or heading to Vegas, here are some numbers for you. Local temperatures, 63-55, San Diego, 66-55, Santa Barbara, 68-50, Palm Springs, 88-63. Tahoe is expecting snow and wind on Saturday, 45-25. Big Bear, 60-31. Mammoth is going to get some snow on Saturday, 52-25. And then Las Vegas is very windy right now, 85-54. And that is not a place to be when it is windy. All right, our sunrise this morning was at 6:20, and our sunset will be at 7:22. And thank you, Mark Rabinowitz, who is part of the Camera Club. And he got this beautiful photo, a very close-up of a ladybug. So really cool. And you know, you too can be a part of the Camera Clubs. They are welcoming beginners, and you can learn how to take photos just like this. Now, if you have a photo that you would like to share with our community, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, stick around. We're going to have Elise Rothrock talking about the Village Breeze. Stay tuned. Well, we have Elise Rothrock here on behalf of the Media and Communications Department here at Village Management Services. Well, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Well, you're welcome. I know we get to have your presence in our studio at least once a quarter. So exciting. So this time around, though, we're not just talking about the Village Breeze, but you took a trip. So tell me about it.
I did. I went to Hawthorne to go on a press check at Lithographics, the company that prints our magazine.
Okay.
I had never been there before. I get what they call soft proofs, which are mocks of what the magazine is going to look like for every issue.
Okay.
Just so that I can check the color, make sure that everything is printing the way that it's supposed to, all those good things that make the magazine look so good.
Okay.
And, you know, wow, what an enlightening experience it was. It's a huge facility, and everyone there is just so talented and professional, and you know, it's no wonder that the Breeze looks so great every month. It's because of them. So
well, it's awesome. Now we did show some pictures of the facility, and that's a huge warehouse. And is that all of our magazines that we see, or is that somebody else's magazines?
They do a lot of printing for other companies.
Okay.
They Guess, Apple.
Wow.
Lots of higher end clientele, but they do a range of printing for all kinds of customers.
Okay.
And their warehouse is 250,000 square feet.
Wow.
And I believe they are the largest privately owned printer in the West.
Well, they've been around a really long time.
They have.
Super familiar.
They have. They've been around a long time. They're right across the street from SpaceX.
Oh, fun.
So they've told me that it's maybe next time they'll try to arrange a tour for me when I go. I'm like, okay, sign me up.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I wonder, have they all been over there, I assume?
Oh, sure.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. That
but
is great.
it was a really great experience, and I
fun.
got to meet a lot of the people behind the scenes that I'd
Sure.
worked with.
Yeah.
And it was a great trip, and they do such a great job.
It must have smelled pretty interesting in there too, a lot of ink.
Yes, it's very, very distinctive. You know, once you leave the administrative offices and you go downstairs into the actual underbelly, the workings of everything,
Sure.
definitely, it's...
Yeah. Well, a picture we're about to show is the actual printing press, I believe, that has the pages on it. Where is that what that is, or is that where they do the cuttings, or what do you think?
They have a lot of different areas where they do the color check.
Oh,
and
that
then
must be that.
Right, that would be color check. And then they have a different area where they do the trimming and the binding of the publication and everything
Okay.
like that. And that was great to see too.
And what is the picture on the lower right? It's like a welcome sign for you?
Yes, they have these little lounges when clients come to visit, and they just put a little marquee in the window. So I thought that was cute.
That is cute. I love that. And then, of course, all of the hard work that you guys do to create the content, right? And then they're the ones that actually do the physical magazine, creates this beautiful front page for us. And it's adorable how you guys chose the little bunnies, which kind of is a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? Because you don't want the bunnies to eat your flowers, but they're adorable when you see them.
Right, right. And yes, this is a photo taken by resident Jerry Sears.
Okay.
You know, as you know, we have a lot of very talented, creative residents.
We do.
And Jerry has submitted photos before. And I just thought that was so appropriate for spring. And it is so cute.
It is darling. And Jerry, I'm sorry, where are you? I have not seen any of your photos. Please send them to Laguna Woods Village TV@gmail.com so we can include them for our sunrise and sunset. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And yes, we do have talented photographers, and I really hope that they send in a lot of these really amazing photos that they do take.
I do too. You know, Mark Rabinowitz is another great photographer. He's done a lot of our covers, and it's just by happenstance. He's like, hey, I took this photo. Would you like to use it? I'm like, yes, it's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Great. So what's in this one? I mean, you guys always have some great stories.
In this issue, we have a profile on Pastor Rick Bradford, who does the Saddleback Church, the campus here. Mm-hmm. It's a great story, and he, a great guy. We also have a feature by a doctor from Memorial Care, and it's about heart health and some new techniques to keep your heart healthy, and it's a great little short article. We have an article written by Judith Troutman, who is a VMS director, and she's also a volunteer with the Disaster Preparedness Task Force.
Yes, we're going to have her on.
They are looking for good neighbor captains. So it's kind of a rundown of what they do and how you can volunteer and why it's such a great program. Mm-hmm. We have an article by Joan Milliman, who's the secretary for GRF, and she works with Thrive. And this article is about how you can make conscious choices when you wake up in the morning that can make all the difference throughout your whole day.
Exactly.
So I think it's called Start Your Day the Thrive Way.
Oh, that's
six
great.
ways morning self-care can make all the difference. So
exactly.
And the last feature I want to call out, and this is really great, the foundation of Laguna Woods is having its silver anniversary this year. It's 25th anniversary. And Marcy Scheinwald, who is the president of the foundation, wrote an article all about it. And it's such a great story. It's such a great foundation and all the work they do for residents here. So I want to make sure that that readers take a close look at that, because it's really heartwarming.
That's nice. Well, they do a lot of work, like you said, where they raise money for lots of different things here in the village and helping individuals as well. So,
yes.
All right. Well, excellent. We look forward to seeing that. How soon are we going to see it?
So you should be seeing it sometime this week.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for the information. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your tour. That's so awesome.
It was. And thank you so much for having me. As
You're
always,
welcome.
it's a pleasure.
And if you go to SpaceX, I'm going to be so jealous.
I'll take
right.
pictures.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
hard to believe this is already the 10th episode of Sports Corner, and as you can see, I'm starting the episode with a brand new desk. It's also fitting that this milestone episode is going to be about one of the most famous sporting events in the world, so let's get right to it. The Masters have ended and we now have a new champion. 25-year-old Scottie Scheffler was in control the whole weekend, ending the tournament with 10 under par and earning the green jacket. Scheffler got his first PGA Tour win at the Phoenix Open 2 months ago and has now won 4 of his last 6 starts. He's currently ranked number 1 in the world. Finishing 3 strokes behind Scheffler was Rory McIlroy. McIlroy had an incredible bunker chip-in on his 18th and final hole of the weekend, putting him in second place. Not only that, his final round tied the Masters' final round record with just 64 strokes. Both of these golfers, without a doubt, had an incredible weekend, but another major feat happened away from the scoreboard. Tiger Woods, in his first tournament back, was able to finish all 72 holes over the course of the weekend. Fans and spectators could see Woods grimacing and visibly in pain by the end of the weekend. And Tiger finished with a career-worst 13 over par, which landed him in 47th on the leaderboard. All scores and stats aside, simply playing and finishing the tournament is an incredible feat for a man who just 14 months ago was fearful he might have to amputate his right leg. After the tournament, Tiger told the media he won't be playing a full schedule ever again, but he will still be playing the big events. He did confirm he will be playing at St. Andrews Open in July, so we only have to wait a short while to watch the legend tee off again. The roars from the crowd at the final 18th hole of the weekend were inspiring and honestly emotional. And I, for one, am very happy we have not seen the last of Tiger Woods on a golf course. Baseball is in full swing again, and we got treated to some great early games. The Angels had a bit of a slow start, losing the first series against the Houston Astros. The Halos were only able to pull out 1 win in the series and lost one of the games by 7 runs. One silver lining of that series was Mike Trout hitting his first home run of the year in the Angels' first win on Sunday. Anaheim then went on to win 2 more games against the Marlins, including a thrilling victory on Tuesday afternoon that included a walk-off single to win the game. Fun fact about this particular game, the starting pitcher that earned the win for the Angels, Patrick Sandoval, is a graduate of Mission Viejo High School and an old teammate of mine. Just up the freeway, the Dodgers had a rocky start against the Colorado Rockies over the weekend. LA went just 1-2 against Colorado, but then won 2 straight against the Minnesota Twins. The Dodgers are now in Game 2 of a 4-game series with Cincinnati. Our neighbors to the south, the Padres, have had an opposite start to the season. After losing their first game of the year to the Diamondbacks, San Diego won 4 straight games, including 3 against Arizona and 1 against the San Francisco Giants. They're now in the middle of a new series with the 2021 champion Atlanta Braves. If you missed Sports Corner last week, I predicted at least 2 of these 3 SoCal teams will make the playoffs, so I'll continue to check in with the stats and scores from around the league. The NBA playoff play-in games were this week, and we have most of our seeding set. The play-in games are a new addition to the NBA season as of last year. The process is slightly confusing, but generally speaking, it's a 2-game tournament to determine the 8th and final seeds for both the East and West conferences. The first round started on Tuesday when the Brooklyn Nets beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Minnesota Timberwolves won over the LA Clippers. Then, on Wednesday night, the Atlanta Hawks handedly beat the Charlotte Hornets, and the New Orleans Pelicans defeated the San Antonio Spurs. The second round of games takes place tonight to see who will sneak into the playoffs, so these games are of high importance. At 4:30 p.m., the Hawks will take on the Cavs, and the winner will go on to play the Eastern number 1 seed Miami Heat. And at 7 p.m., the Pelicans will play the Clippers, where the winner moves on to play the Western number 1 seed, the Phoenix Suns. A little confusing, I know. Lastly, Saturday is the official start to the first round of playoffs, and here is the slate for this weekend. For the second week in a row, I'm going to make another prediction. I believe the Phoenix Suns will be representing the Western Conference in the NBA Finals for the second straight year. Now, moving away from that jumble of team names, there was an interesting storyline revolving around the Anaheim Ducks earlier this week. The Ducks have already been eliminated from playoff contention this year, but still have just a couple more games to power through before the end of the season. On Tuesday night, the Ducks played the Florida Panthers. The Ducks' 28-year-old goaltender, John Gibson, was the star of the show, as he broke a franchise record with 52 saves on the night. This story is also interesting because, despite that historic performance, the Ducks still managed to lose the game in overtime. Gibson hasn't had a winning performance since March 1st, and as a Ducks fan myself, just got to make it through a couple more games and just look ahead to next season. To close this episode, I would like to take a moment to reflect on a tragic loss in the sports world. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins passed away early on the morning of April 9th after he was struck by a vehicle in South Florida. Teammates, coaches, and several others across the sports world were quick to comment on the situation, stating that Haskins was an incredible teammate, friend, and someone who had a major impact on the community. He was known for his infectious personality, and former teammate Ben Roethlisberger describes him as, quote, a young man that didn't seem to ever have a bad day, end quote. All sports fans' hearts go out to the Haskins family, friends, teammates, and all of the Steelers organization. To all of you, I thank you again for joining me for now 10 episodes of Sports Corner. Tune in every Friday for more sports news and updates right here on Village Television. I'm Cole Young, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.
Okay, hello, my name's Tom McCrae. I'm the Golf Operations Manager here at Laguna Woods Village. There's been a hot topic currently with the GRF boards and with conversations around the community with access to the paths around, in and around the golf course and its safety. We wanted to kind of go over that today and kind of give everybody an idea about what is safe and what is not, what is approved and what is not. And when you are doing something that maybe we don't necessarily recommend, on how best to do it. Historically, what the perimeter path has been called is from this point here, which is right by the pickleball courts, the path that goes outside the perimeter of the golf course and ends up over at Clubhouse 4, at the Arts and Crafts Center at Clubhouse 4. That has been historically the use by pedestrians and people using their personal golf carts to navigate from that side of the property over to the other side of the property in as safe a manner as possible. Keeping in mind, and we'll go out there and we'll take a look, keeping in mind that those areas are actually on the playable parts of the golf course. And as there aren't a lot of professional golfers playing here, the golf balls will tend to go in areas that they're not intended. Actually, most golf balls that are hit in a direction that they're not intended, and they're coming very close to people that may be walking onto the golf course. So what we're going to try to cover today is just the overall idea of how to use those paths, what we recommend doing and not doing, and kind of giving you an overall idea so you can be safe while you're out there. Okay, hello again. This is the Y in the road leading up from the 9th hole at course number 3, and this is where a lot of people don't want to follow the signs. From a safety standpoint, if you are playing golf on course number 3 at the time, and this is your hole, you're going to go off to the right, and that's how people are going to actually start playing the hole. If you are not a golfer or you are not golfing yet, if you have not checked in for your tee time, make sure that you travel to this side, to the left side of the path. This way you're going to be behind the netting and you're not going to be in danger of getting hit with golf balls. So please make sure that as you drive around, if you're a golfer playing the golf course, a pedestrian, or a non-golfer just heading up to Stater Brothers, make sure you follow the signs to be safe. Okay, one other point that we have an issue with from time to time is people that are trying to go across the golf course to get back to the clubhouse or get to the tennis courts, whatever the case may be, driving through the middle of the golf course. And that's something that, number one, it's a big safety issue. It's also a course wear issue because you're going to run into people that are occupying the cart paths that are playing the golf course. That's how it's designed. We have a system in place for you to get from one end of the property to the other, and it is the perimeter path. So if you see this sign, if you are going to the clubhouse or you're going to play course 3, please follow the perimeter path on the left. It is not allowed to go through the middle of the golf course by going to the right and trying to go up the middle of the course. There's golf balls being hit, there's carts that are going to be in the way, And we just ask that you make sure you follow the perimeter path. It's really not that much farther, it's not that much inconvenience. So please make sure you're following the signs. Okay, this is our main area of concern. This is an area that's heavily trafficked by pedestrians and people getting from one end of the property to the other. This is the 16th hole or the 7th hole on course number 2. And this is the par 5, and as you can see from looking behind me, we're very, very close to the playing of the round of golf. I have somebody right behind me about to hit a ball, and it's very close to the sides of the fairway. So this is why we don't recommend using this as a pedestrian path. If you can look slightly off to my left, the white line on the border of this path is actually the edge of the golf course. So all of this area is actually on the playable parts of the golf course. I don't know how many people watch a PGA Tour event online, or on television, and you'll actually see tour professionals, the best in the world, firing balls into the gallery, where the gallery would be in an area just like this. So as you're in this area, just know that we have signs posted to beware of flying golf balls, and just know that at any moment, I'm actually a little worried right now, so I got one of the sound guys watching my back while we stand here. As you can see, there's a player right here that does not have to hit that poor of a shot to come into this area. So please, your judgment would be your judgment, but right now we recommend not using this area. Okay, everybody, and while we don't recommend using this path for pedestrian traffic, exercise, walking your dog, and things like that, if you do choose to do that, there are a few things that we'd like to point out to keep you safe and to actually help the golfers still enjoy their round of golf. What you can see behind me is you can see some players about to strike a ball. As you're walking down the path, I just ask that you look in and you watch the people that are about to strike a golf ball or are in the process of striking a golf ball, and there's some different tricks that you can take to be safe. If you see somebody, as she's about to hit a golf ball down there, is to stand where you're standing, stop, wait, and watch. And as soon as you see that golf ball traveling, you'll get a good sense of where that golf ball is going to go. And if it's coming right at you, you can take a moment to simply move out of the way. Now I see that ball and it's a little bit short, so I'm actually in good shape. Now, if you do that for just enough time and you're watching until everybody's hit, once you see everybody hitting and either getting out their pull cart and starting to walk or getting in their golf cart and starting to drive, that's the time when you can continue to walk, because nobody's striking a ball. Just know that all the golfers that are playing and they tee off in 8-minute intervals. And this golf course is extraordinarily popular. There are people, if we were to pan around and we'll get some B-roll of the golf course, and you'll see that it's very, very full all the time. So there's going to be group after group. So to be safe, you're going to wait. Now you see the golf carts traveling. Now you see her driving her golf cart up here. At this point, that's when I would start to walk, and I would keep an eye to see if somebody is going to hit a shot there. Then I can walk by them safely. And also, as you come up as you're walking around the golf course or driving your cart, a common occurrence we just call it poor etiquette, is if you come up on a golf hole, the starting point is called a teeing ground. And if somebody's about to hit their tee shot, or somebody's about to hit a shot on the fairway, don't drive up behind them, don't walk up behind them. What we ask you to do is to come up, and you see they're about to hit, is just stop and wait. And as soon as all the players in that group have hit, then it's safe to walk. Then you follow them down the fairway, and always keeping an eye on where they are so they're not hitting a golf ball behind you. Those are the safety points to operating in this area, but again, we don't recommend it because golf balls generally are not going to go where they're designed, and this area is actually quite condensed, and you'll end up in a very dangerous situation.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.
Our movie for today is called The Eternals, and I think you can enjoy that fun movie at 2 and 6 p.m. today, and both have captioning, and that is brought to you by Hoag Hospital. Also, don't forget that tomorrow is the Easter celebration at the Equestrian Center. They are having a very fun event, and of course, they've separated out, depending on the age of your child or grandchild, 0 to 3 years at 9:30 in the morning, 4 to 6 years, 10 a.m., and 7 to 10 years is 10:30, and that is when they're going to be doing the egg hunt. And then also, of course, you can check out the horses and maybe even feed the horses, and they're going to have a little bit of a parade with some of the horses and their decorations. All right, let's take a look at our weather one last time. It is looking quite nice. We are looking at temperatures 70, 55 today. Tomorrow, AM clouds, and then 68, 55. Sunday, 72, 54. Monday, 74, 55. And Tuesday, 70, 62. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. Local beaches, 63, 55. San Diego, about the same. Santa Barbara, 68, 50. Have a great day in the Village. And we'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
Now there's a different way to buy a new Lexus. It's called CarDash, only available at southcountylexus.com. It's amazingly simple. Visit southcountylexus.com, select and reserve your new or pre-owned vehicle that comes with a 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. Apply for credit, calculate your payment, and even appraise your trade-in, all online. Once you arrive at the dealership, just pick up your car and drive home. Push a button, get a Lexus. South County Lexus, where different is amazing.
At Loberg Dental, we understand that life gets busy, and making time to go to the dentist can be a challenge. But it's often difficult to find a dentist who's open during the evening hours or on the weekends. That's why we offer both. Whether it's a cavity that needs attention or you have broken or missing teeth, we are ready to help you get the care you need when it's convenient for you. Visit drloberg.com today to make an appointment and get your first exam and set of x-rays free without insurance.